My name is Sarah Emmert. I work at Manchester Elementary. I have the life skills room that we renamed to the Rise room. My building is a K3 building, but my classroom is a K6 building. Last year is when we reached out to the school and started having my kids out and about so the teachers could know them and they could know the teachers. That's when we started our school jobs with the popcorn business, the recycling. And we also were part of Reading Buddies with two other gen ed teachers, a preschool and a third grade classroom, just to get my kids out and involved in gen ed. And then I did have two students that I sent out into specials by themselves and not part of our special group. And then this year is where we actually branched out to have inclusion academic time. We have most of my students go at least 30 minutes a day into a academic period, either reading or math. Getting students in gen ed actually was one of the hardest things in my building. Special teachers, gen ed teachers, they just weren't familiar with my students. We think that pushing them into specials actually is the easy route, but it was the hardest route. I had to provide an aid. We had to make sure the student was capable of doing what the activity was, or if it was overstimulating. It's a large group, it's an hour. So we took a different route this year. And when we incorporated students into gen ed, we assigned them a teacher and we put them in during a read aloud. So you have 20 minutes, the kid just sits and participates or not participates, and they're just sitting in with the classroom listening to a teacher. It's a little more structured, it's a lot shorter, and then we can build on just sitting in the classroom that way. So that was our route. Instead of shoving everyone into specials, we looked for a read aloud block. And I assigned a student to every gen ed teacher, and most of my class now is out in gen ed most of the day. I've had a student move from 52 the first year to a 51, and now he's a 50 LRE. So it was a slow process, but took us a while to get there, but now all of my students are now have some gen ed time. So this was not done by myself. This whole 3 years, I kind of teamed up with the other special ed teacher because I am a life skills teacher kind of down at the end of the hall where I am, and my kids haven't really been included. I didn't know what teachers to go to or where to even start including my students in the building. We're also super unique because most of my class is 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and my building is a K3 building. So I reached out to the cross-categorical special ed teacher and said, hey, what teachers would be the best to start with and who would be more open and excited to have these kids included just because they have never been before. And we have also started Play Unified with Unified Champions. Last year we did a mock, and then this year we're certified through Special Olympics, and we even qualified to be a banner school through the money we've raised through our popcorn business, and then reaching out and connecting all of our students together with gen ed students, working with our students has been really great.